Welcome to the American Fork Podcast.
Is this like the Wonka movie? Is this like a musical one?
Yeah, you didn't know it was a musical.
I did not know this was a musical week.
See Wonka yet?
I saw the first 30 minutes.
So was that bad?
I just wasn't looking for a musical.
Did we really digress before the intro?
You left or you were distracted? In the back row of the theater.
I did not get a handy. I was not there with Kylie.
You were exactly what Tyler was saying, which is like dudes won't go see it if they know it's a musical. And then you went.
So they don't
I just wasn't prepared for a musical.
Yeah. Well, see.
Like I'll go back. I want to go back and see it. There's just a day that you feel like a little bit more like.
So you just weren't in the mood.
That time
So
you were
left.
like, I wasn't ready for this.
Did you have popcorn and everything?
I had popcorn, had a drink. It was like a work party.
Welcome back to the American Fork Podcast. This is a podcast where we try to fix America, and we do it by interrupting and talking about musicals.
But what time did he go to see the movie?
Shut up, Phil. In front of me is my best friend that I hate the most, Phil. And next to him is my best friend who I don't hate as much, Jake. And then the one that I hate the most, by far, easily. There's no contest.
She's
way
not even
ahead.
here.
Amber's not here.
Oh, the big reveal. Trent. Hello, Trent.
Oh.
You know what's funny about Trent? Is
Nothing.
I was listening to like one of our first episodes, like episode 5, and Mike was like, Trent was like, said something like, "You should hate yourself if you do that," and Mike was like, "No, you should hate yourself," and Trent's like, "Yeah, I know," and Mike's like, "No, you should hate yourself." It was excellent. I miss Mike.
I miss Mike too.
Okay.
Well, we haven't fixed America yet,
Who's
so
Mike?
You listen, guys.
Right here.
Oh, that's microphone.
I need to fix that, by the
You are
way.
a dad.
Okay. Well, listen, we're going to start with the news. In fact, we're going to do a lot of news. There's a lot of news going on.
Oh,
Did you know that?
There's stuff. There are things.
things to say,
on.
things to see.
Yep. And
Okay.
guess what? I have not one, but in fact, 2 actual stories from the actual city of American Fork.
American Fork,
Whoa.
Utah.
2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dose.
Hey.
Someone died. Elephants got shocked.
No, thanks though. This one I call it. If you would have gone to church, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Oh.
So bravery at the boat harbor. So American Fork Boat Harbor. Duck hunters saved a person's life on a Sunday morning. That's why I call it. If they would have been at church, they would have been fine.
At the Utah Lake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doesn't the devil control the water? So this is all adding up.
Yeah.
it makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
why missionaries can't go in it.
Is that why you guys can't shower?
Yeah, together.
Plus, they had to cut. So basically, this guy fell into the Utah Lake in early morning on Sunday, and 2 duck hunters saved him from hypothermia. But he was still in the water for 10 to 20 minutes.
He was ice fishing,
No, he was just canoeing.
canoeing.
Oh, that's the word.
Currently, like recently.
Yeah, this is like
Still,
last Sunday.
Oh,
In January.
I guess maybe it melted a little. It was.
Yeah,
I'd heard it was frozen there for a little while, or people were ice fishing on it.
yeah. I think what had happened is there's 2 people in the canoe, but they couldn't get the person back up into the canoe, and so the duck hunters had to. I think he rowed back to shore, and the duck hunters helped him get out of the water and get him warm and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
So we're just ignoring natural selection now. We're just
I know.
pissing in its face.
Yeah,
just let them be.
Right.
let him die.
Yeah, I mean, God had a choice,
Yeah,
That
and
person.
we intervened.
He's like, this guy's not at church. We're going to
Kill him.
capsize
Hey,
his
why are we
boat.
doing this?
That person's like the monkey brother that got caught by the lion.
So he
Let him
was
go.
in the one spot of the lake that's not 4 feet deep.
I guess so. Yeah, a canoe doesn't go down too far, maybe a couple inches. So
His canoe high centered and tipped over.
yeah, exactly. Because
Run
it's so
aground, or
shallow.
what is that what they
Yeah.
call it? Run aground and
Yeah.
ran aground.
Got beached.
Yeah.
I've wanted to take my kids ice fishing,
It's fun.
but I'm a little paranoid about it. It's like, what if
Don't-
we fall through the ice?
Don't
Some
be.
of that you can they build houses on ice in the wintertime.
Yeah.
They've
Don't
got
be-
like
Or sleds and four-wheels.
luxury cabins that you can go and rent,
Yeah.
and it's ice. It's just a hole in the hardwood floor, and it's
Yeah.
on the ice.
Yeah,
Take
but
them
on,
to Strawberry.
but on Utah Lake, like, I'll go see people out there, and they're out there fishing, and there's like watery spots. Like, I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's not
it's not
clearly all the
crazy.
way frozen
Oh
over.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's definitely like you better watch your step. Type
Oh.
thing.
Just take Trent and me with you. We know
Yeah.
exactly where the really frozen spots
and
are.
a life jacket.
How much ice can a person walk
It's
on?
like 1 inch thick. You can drive your car on, I think.
Yeah.
Safe to walk on when there's 4 inches or more of clear ice.
Oh.
Oh.
But there's different types of ice, I think,
Yeah.
is the problem. And so I've been on ice and it's only an inch thick.
It's like Minecraft. There's regular ice blocks and then there's blue ice blocks.
It's not like Minecraft at all. It's actual life. You don't just drop your diamond stuff and have to come back and get it. You actually die, Phil. I don't think you understand how serious
in
this
Minecraft
is.
you do die and you lose all of your items and your tools. Like if you fall in lava, it's over.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
It not only is it over, but all your stuff is also destroyed.
Yeah, everything you've done for like 2 weeks. And if you're a child, you scream and cry when that happens.
So
And-
clarify
and-
this to me. We are talking about a video game, right?
Yeah, and if you're an adult, you also like.
I just wasn't
yell
sure if I
out
checked out
loud.
for the right reason or,
Yeah, that's right.
you know.
Well, if you want me to check you back in, Trent, this story's for you. And it's named for you, too.
So the guy's okay.
I
Before
don't
we
know.
move on.
It doesn't freaking matter.
All right.
He got in an accident on the way home and
He
died.
got struck by lightning.
He's clearly on the devil's side. No, the guy's fine. He went to the hospital. He had mild to severe hypothermia. And the one thing I did think that was kind of funny is they were slightly vague on how the duck hunters helped get him warm. And I was like, they were naked.
They
For
were
sure.
totally.
I know they were.
The duck hunters were probably naked to start. And they're like,
100%.
well,
They're like, what are you doing here? Duck hunting. Duck
we're only
hunting.
naked to help you.
We saw you out there.
We normally
Immediately
wouldn't
took
do
our
this thing.
clothes off.
No, we're totally just duck hunting.
And for anyone that doesn't know, that is a legitimate way to help people warm up is that you strip down and you warm each
Oh,
other
it
up.
works camping.
Yeah, that's what the Scoutmaster said. Next story.
The Boy Scouts.
We had great scoutmasters.
Yeah.
We actually really did.
So soft.
Brother
Spoken.
Clemens was pretty tough.
Hey, let's not call people out. You can get canceled for that nowadays. Okay, so the next story, I called this.
You're not talking in the microphone.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Phil. It's my first time. This next story I'm calling what did she do? Oh, no. I'm
What did
sorry.
she say?
This one's a different one. But this is another American Fork story. Sorry, I was jumping ahead. So this is an American Fork story, and it's similar to the one I just had, but involving a snowmobile and an avalanche. So this dude up American Fork Canyon, there's an avalanche behind him and actually buried him in he was buried for 15 minutes
In
while
snow.
people pulled him out.
Mhm.
Yep. And it's pretty interesting.
He had
Oh,
like
you have video? You have live footage?
Yeah, you guys want to see it?
Yeah.
he had a beacon or something, or
Well,
they
they have-
saw him.
Like, because I had a snowmobile for a long time. Like, you wear the beacon,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you're smart anyway, you wear a beacon. If you're really smart, they make those like AV suits that
Mhm.
once you're in that, you can pull the little cord and it will like inflate and then float you to the top.
Oh,
I was riding away from it. It just hit me in the back and threw me off the sled, and I just went tumbling down with the sled.
Tillotson was trapped for nearly 15 minutes.
This gets kind of personal, but I was thinking about my family. Is anyone buried?
That's when other snowboarders on the mountain found him. They caught the intense rescue on camera. In a few
Snowboarders?
minutes, the ice on the lens starts to melt.
Yeah, it's a board. You ride down the mountain on it.
Somebody call emergency! No, they can't get here in time. We gotta get him out.
After minutes of digging, video shows the snowmobilers are able to pull Tillotson's face out of the snow.
Thought about my family, my wife, my kids. I prayed like crazy.
I would not have.
More than I've ever prayed in
Yeah,
my
keep the
life.
helmet on.
Eventually, they pulled Tillotson free and used emergency supplies to warm him up. He says his prayers were answered, and not for the first time.
Unfortunately, I've been there. I was buried a year ago. Not as bad, but pretty bad.
Can't wait for next year's season.
Hopefully I've learned my lesson. There's been several times in my life when I've dodged death. And what hit me as I was laying under there smart about my life and then being there to...
He looks like Joe Biden walking off
He
stage.
is so out of it right
a
there.
lesson. He says that after experiencing a miracle, he won't forget.
To do it again.
Some intense video there.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that is crazy. Good thing they all had shovels. I guess that's probably a pretty common thing to take.
You
Yeah.
carry a shovel to like dig your sled out too. Like that just happens to be a byproduct. But
Go
ahead.
Snow, that's the right word. Boarders, that's the second word. Snowboarders also carry shovels usually.
Yeah.
Their backpacks a lot of times have like a shovel slot. I think that's like
If
to
you're
build
backcountry.
jumps and
Yeah, this
do all
is
kinds
it's
of
AF
stuff. with them.
Canyon, so it would have been backcountry. There's
Yeah.
no slopes.
Exactly.
well, Mineral Basin was snowbird, but that's way different.
Yeah, there's a American Fork access to.
No, you can go from Snowbird and then go over to the Mineral Basin side.
Yeah.
There's one lift or two lifts or whatever. That's where that helicopter wrecked like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. The Black Hawk.
Yeah.
Black Hawk is what I said.
Bulged disc.
Bulge disc. What's that?
Nothing. We'll tell you when you're older. So don't die snowmobiling.
Okay.
Or don't go back after you've done.
Oh, he
it
was
the year before.
snowmobiling.
Yeah,
I get it.
he was on a.
I thought they were snowboarding. is
At
what
one
they
point,
said.
she said snowboarder.
Oh,
Maybe
right.
she misspoke.
Yeah.
They were all snowmobiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody was like in the video was in like snowboard gear.
Yeah.
They were all in snowmobiling gear.
Plus,
Got it.
in that video, I didn't hear the word "bruh" once.
Yeah.
so
We're
I'm almost
shredding the
positive that
Bruh,
it's,
totally get him out.
bruh. My son is starting to call me bruh.
Is he?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's 4.
My kids were
Bruh.
doing that for a while. They've just quit. all
There's
of a
probably
sudden.
something new now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some kid was like, that's annoying at school, and everyone quit doing it.
Yeah.
A popular kid.
Have you ever noticed that kids like sing songs that we sang like at school? Like I can't remember the example, but I'm like, wow, there's like a secret language that survives only in
elementary?
kindergarten. Yeah, like through the generations.
Like Phil, Bo, Bill, banana,
yeah,
banana, fo,
stuff
Phil.
like that. Like it just stays there in school forever.
Yeah.
Like you could start a rumor in like an elementary school, and 40 years later, it'd still be floating around that
In that
elementary school.
in that classroom only that
Yeah.
just survives in the walls.
Yeah.
There's like a creepy 45-year-old janitor that's just like, hey kid,
Yeah.
let me teach. I want to teach you this story. Here's what you do. You take the first letter of their name. Never mind. Yeah,
And make it backwards.
and like Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin Laid an Egg.
Yeah.
Like no one sings that in society.
Yeah.
But in elementary school, it's
You didn't sing
par
that
for
to
the
your
course.
kids?
Hell no. No.
Why?
No, my kids
I don't know.
sing it to me.
They brought it to my attention. They're
Yeah.
like, "Do you know this song?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I even tell them more song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You expand on it even further.
So you did sing it to him.
Shut up, Trent. Stop it with your logic.
And they sing the Barn. Didn't we used to sing Barney
Yeah, Barney is a dinosaur.
or something? But it was like about killing Barney.
Oh yeah, it's the Happy Family.
I love. Yeah,
You,
they even sing
I
that one.
hate
I'm like,
you,
oh, you've
you
never
hate
seen
me.
Barney. You don't even know who he is. But
Yeah.
they still sing that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, with a great big gun and
And I shoot you in the face.
Yeah, something
stuff
like
like
that.
that.
Mhm.
That's what they're.
It's
I'm
true.
serious.
It is
Did we
weird.
grow up together? What are you talking about?
I
Our
remember that.
kids.
I remember that
Don't,
song.
You do?
don't you remember? Like I don't know. They're singing like super violent, like nursery rhyme songs. My kids are. They're like 5, 8, and 10. Like kill Barney, kill Santa, all this stuff that we would have sang.
Yeah,
We probably started it in the early 90s.
you're probably too busy like making out with cool people or something like that. I don't know. You're doing way adult stuff.
In the early 90s.
Yeah.
Trent wasn't like a
I don't
sexy
remember making
man
out with
until
people
he
in-
was like 27.
Elementary school.
And then that stopped at like 27 in a day.
There was that one day. Yeah,
I looked good
That
that
was
day,
awesome.
though.
I remember that day.
Really good lighting.
I high-fived you. That was good. Anyway, it is weird. There's a whole culture that carries on. And the same thing in junior high. Like the little things that carry on, like throwing gum wrappers and outlets. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
I forgot.
who
about
teaches that?
Throwing pencils up into the foamy ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All that stuff lives on. Like somehow there's like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, sometime in the future we'll probably look back at like school and be like, that was so like primitive of us to put a bunch of children in a room and expect them to like behave.
And the new generation at that point will be like, why didn't they just upload the data?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is going on?
Why do they have to? What's learning mean?
Yeah.
It seems so manual.
With your guys' kids, do they ever complain like, why do I have to learn this? I can literally look it up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to know this.
To an extent, yes. But it is a matter of parenting, too. Like, there's certain things where I agree with them. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like, when teachers try and teach, like a history teacher tries to program dates into your mind, like, what was the fall of Mesopotamia? It's like, does that really matter? If you got that question wrong, doesn't matter. Let's extrapolate some sort of lesson from it, but why do they need to know the year? You know what I mean? Like, that's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But,
well, it's just it's a way they're like, how do we gauge how kids learn? Like, how do we make a test? And that probably is the wrong way to teach. Like, let's test them to see if they're learning.
It is, Phil. It's
because we know
100%
which
the
kid's
wrong way.
stupid. Why can't we just say that one?
Yeah.
You failed because look at you.
Here's a hammer.
Life's going to be hard.
Well, I don't know if I told you guys this, but my
build a house.
Penny is she'll be in 8th grade next year, so that's the last year of junior high. She's actually going to change schools because she wants to, but we did a tour of this other school. It's a charter school.
Yeah.
And we walked through there, and the principal was like walking us through I checked her out of her other school to go take a look at this other one. And anyway, at the end, I'm like, so do you want to go here? She's like, 100%. Of course I do. I'm like, cool. What made you want to change your mind? And she's like, you go into the classroom and like the kids are like learning stuff and like paying attention. And I'm like, is that uncommon? She's like, yeah. She's like, if you go into any of my classrooms, there's kids on their phone. There's kids that are talking to each other. There's kids that are sleeping, not paying attention to the teacher. And she's like, she's like, I can't even learn in that
Basically,
classroom.
it's like West Valley.
I think it's probably a little bit more than you think. Your other schools too.
Yeah, but probably
it's public school, but these guys have a no phone policy. Period, like zero.
What school is this?
It's called the Wallace Stanger Academy.
Oh,
it's just a charter school.
Okay, yeah.
But they boast the highest test scores in all of Utah for any Title I school.
Really?
Which is, I mean, we live in a Title I area, so you can't avoid. Unless we take their kids to another district or somewhere else, which I really don't want to do every morning. But anyway, but their whole policy is like manners. They're like, we teach our kids, please and thank you. Like you have to do that. I'm like, this is wonderful. Like other schools, they just
you're like, stop, say less. That's all I needed to know.
Well, it's like we really encourage people opening doors for each other. We don't not issue Chromebooks. He's like, look, you're going to see paper and pencils in every single course room. Everyone has to sit up. If you're not sitting up, you're not participating in class. Anyway, Penny though, I was all about it, but I'm not going to force Penny to change and like leave her friends and stuff. But she was like, yes, I want to do this because her point was in school now, people aren't learning. They're doing a million other things, singing Barney songs, you know.
Barney songs.
Well, you think of how hard it was to pay attention when we were kids. Now you got phones.
Oh,
now you
man.
got social media.
It's crazy.
And you're almost expected not to. You're like, yeah, kids won't.
Yeah. I'm getting paid. Nobody kill each other. Nobody kill me. I won't kill any of you or molest any of you. It was a good day.
Hands are above the desk.
Yeah.
I won't throw a book at you.
Yeah. Staple your hand. Slap you in the face.
Zobel.
Kate, I got it. Sorry, parent win the other day. Bella goes, I asked one of my teachers if we could super glue quarters to her classroom floor, and she said yes. I said, where the hell did you get that idea from? She's like, from you. Do you remember Zobel in junior high had us glue
money to the floor?
I don't know if he had you do it with me, but I remember he's like, here's a thing of super glue in like 6 quarters. Go glue him down on the sidewalk, because he'd sit in his classroom and watch kids try and pick him up.
No, he would. When I was in there, he had a fishing pole
with the candy bar on it.
No,
with the dollar
on
with
it.
The dollar.
Down the, and just pull it right when they were going to grab it.
So I didn't know if it was with you or not, but he had me and someone else glue quarters to the sidewalk. And so he could watch kids try and picking them up.
If it was with me, I can't remember, but
her teacher gave them permission. He was like laughing. He's like, "That's funny. Yeah,
go be a
ahead. Kid." Anyway,
we've brought up Mr. Zobel, our middle school math teacher, several times. And my experience with him was I was so excited to have him because you guys were like, "Oh, Mr. Zobel's the greatest." And it was the first day of school. And my dad comes downstairs to wake me up and he's like, "Do you have Mr. Zobel on your schedule for a math teacher?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I just arrested him this morning." And I was so pissed at my dad.
I'm pissed at your dad. He was a cool guy.
For
Just
arresting my teacher.
I'm not joking. I learned more from math from Mr. Zobel than any other teacher.
Yeah.
And that was in
He was one of the only
ninth
teachers to that date that was himself. Everybody else was a cookie cutter, like you're an adult, just whitewash everything and be boring as hell. And he was himself.
Yeah, he'd put records on while we're doing music. Yeah. While we're doing homework, he'd play 8 tracks. But literally the reason why I learned so much from him is he was the person that taught me, like, listen, there's actually a whole bunch of ways you can figure out math. There's multiple different avenues that you can go to get to the correct answer. I'm going to teach you this way, but the truth is you can go different ways to figure it out. And so as soon as he like expanded my mind into like, oh, it's not always this systematic, rote, boring thing. There's actually a creative nature to it as well. I understood math way better after that. And he's like, not all the ways you figure it out, even if you get the right answer, doesn't mean it's a good way, because in other instances it may be incorrect. Anyways, he was great as a teacher. He actually got through to us, to me, anyways. So.
I think for a lot of people, like especially with math, like he certainly did that. You know, like actually engaged you. And we were 14. No one cares, and they shouldn't have. We were pieces of crap. You know, but he actually engaged and did like stuff. I think he should have not gone to jail. If you're that cool, get a couple passes.
You get a pass.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you did really cool last year with those kids. Here's a get out of jail free card.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everybody knew he had like alcohol in his mug. What's the problem?
Yeah. And weed in his car. Was it weed?
I don't remember.
Cocaine?
Who cares?
Who cares what kind of narcotic it
Listen,
was?
If you left me with your guys' children for 1 hour every day,
the cocaine they would be doing.
They would be using, yeah.
The marijuana they would have.
The places we would go.
You want a gummy bear?
Yeah. Oh, only one.
Oh, that's too many. Let's see what happens.
You're going to go to the moon.
I need to lock that cabinet. All right, 10 worst places to live in Utah. I love these because they're so opinion based, and I also love it for another reason.
Show someone's house. It's like the Johnsons. It's not like a city. It's just like these guys suck.
Worst places, yeah. It's like this house right here. Okay, anyone want to take a couple guesses?
Glendale. Ogden's got to be like top 3.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hurricane's
cool.
Hurricane is cool.
Magna.
I know what the list is. So Magna? Okay.
Oh, Fillmore.
The Fillmore Beaver area?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Beaver.
I think small towns would be kind of nice.
Beaver is actually not bad.
I love
not Beaver. What's the one I'm thinking of?
Scipio.
Milford.
No.
Milford, 100%.
Manti sounds
Phil
terrible
Milford
because
Beaver?
it just feels like church, even like it's 7-Eleven.
Yeah. It's like Nephi.
That would be terrible.
You're like,
I mean, Nephi is like a little country. Manti, I just think of like the Manti pageant, the Manti temple. Every time was like,
dude, I would live in Manti. I love that whole valley.
Yeah.
But not Manti.
They got rid of the Manti pageant.
Why?
Thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I never saw it.
Because it didn't include women time.
I'm
pageants
LDS. I love the church. I never was like, I want to go watch the Manti pageant. Sounded like the corniest thing.
It's too sexist, right?
You can edit this out. When are you guys going to stop going to church? When does this happen?
Why would I edit it out?
Phil doesn't go to church now.
Yeah. I go at least once a month, which is the bare minimum requirement for full activity.
Okay, it's the bare minimum for admission to heaven.
Yep.
Okay, listen. So here's what their the criteria. So this would be like a good place, good education, lots of jobs, low crime, low poverty, nice homes, high income, high population density, right? So they scored all these places. Jake, don't break things over there. So number 10, and I don't know if we want to go through all these, but I'm just going to list them off. Number 10's Midvale. If you guys have anything to say, just chime in.
Have you been to Old
Wait,
Midvale?
are these bad or good?
10 worst. So number 10, the least worst.
The least
So on
worst
the
of
list,
10.
number
On the
1
list.
is the worst. Number 10 is still terrible.
10th
But
worst.
have you guys been
Okay.
to Old Midvale? Like, you
These
know
are
the
the-
old Main Street?
Oh, it's awesome.
They're like reviving it. It's
I
super
love
cool.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is a trailer park that's literally behind it, but like it's a great little street now.
You know what I see when I see a trailer park? Room for expansion for real things.
A way to make people move.
It's a great way to make money, though. A lot of
Oh yeah, it's printing money.
yeah,
Okay,
Trailer park?
yeah, to own a
owning
trailer
one.
park.
here you go, Trent. West Jordan.
Why are you attacking me? I live in Taylorsville.
Didn't you grow up in West Jordan?
Yeah, but we moved. We could see what was going on.
Okay. You didn't want to be in the top 10 list.
Yeah,
Santa Clara, which I'm not even sure where that is.
I think Santa Clara is down by St.
California.
George.
Is this a joke? Santa Clara is one of the most idealistic places to live in Utah. Well, apparently, ideal place
Yeah,
to
see
visit.
Santa Clara, like southern Utah.
Okay. I don't even know what that is. Riverdale. You know Riverdale?
Yeah.
You want to
Ogden.
talk? You want to talk trailer homes?
Ogden adjacent. Yeah,
It's rough. It's basically trailer homes and car dealerships. Number 6, Hurricane. Phil,
See?
you got
Told
it.
ya.
I don't like that though. I
Yeah.
like Hurricane.
Perkins, nice.
look at that.
Perkins.
This is offensive.
I can't. It's a medium. It's a low income thing. I think that's the biggest problem.
I mean, St. George is better for sure.
Perkins, right?
You could go over to
at the-
Kanab.
at the mouth of Zion's, right?
It's like in between that. Yeah, pretty close to there.
I don't know. Every time I stop in Hurricane, I'm like, it's kind of like
It's a podunk.
little
Yeah.
white. I mean, they're small towns that are like nice,
It is like it was always trashy. It was like
like
Yeah.
white trash.
It's low income.
yeah.
And that's why they are so low on the
Well,
list.
no, there's low income that's like nice. There's like small towns, low income, and everyone's like nice.
Oh.
And then there's like meth, low income.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes meth's high income.
Like projects, low income.
Well, no, usually high income's cocaine, isn't it?
no.
I watched
like high income parties.
No,
I
I
watched the documentary Breaking Bad.
like
There
if
was
there's a
some money there.
community where there's a lot of cocaine use, I would say high income.
Yeah,
if there's a lot of
because-
meth use, it's low income.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
run out of money for cocaine pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
next
keep
one.
it on the list.
Taylorsville.
There's not even a rebuttal.
No
We're
discretion
number
at all.
5.
It just says
We're next to
Taylorsville.
Ogden.
If I zoom in here, it says no explanation needed.
Yeah, it just
It
you
doesn't say
get it.
anything.
Ogden.
Taylorsville, and then
You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you know, you know. Sorry, Trent.
Okay.
And then we've got
Roosevelt.
wow. I really okay,
Ogden
cool.
is next. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's loading all the images.
I have a
Ogden.
feeling Ogden is going to be number 4 and number 1.
Ogden's number 4. Then we get into number 3, Roosevelt.
I could buy that.
I actually like
Devin.
Roosevelt
That's
too.
down
Devin, do
by
you agree?
like
By Tabiona on your way
Oh, is
to
it?
Vernal, whatever. Like
oh, that's right,
off
Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Roosevelt.
40.
My dad used to work out there. I think.
Devin's family's from there.
By the way, when you guys hear number 1, you're gonna go, oh yeah. I mean,
American
if you know,
Fork.
you know. Tooele.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Tooele sucks. Did you just see number 1?
I did.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
And South Salt Lake's number 1.
So what's South Salt Lake? Just
It's
south
the
of
meth-
downtown.
It's
It'd be
the
like
meth neighborhood you're talking about.
3,300 through like 2,100 ish.
Welcome to the second most
Where
dangerous
only-
city in Utah.
The only businesses that thrive there are like warehouses
Mhm.
and
Weird strip malls.
yeah,
With
And
like,
like-
vape for less.
and yeah,
My friend lives in South Salt Lake. It's a
and
pretty cool
Indian
neighborhood.
restaurants.
yeah.
I think it's getting cleaned up. I think it's getting better, but the problem is it was like it was far enough away from downtown. It's always been kind of a lower income, smaller houses, like not a nice area. Just because I'm talking from a long time ago, anyway. So now downtown's not changing. Everyone wants to live near downtown. So the money that's being invested into different places is kind of spreading, but South Salt Lake's kind of a dump. When you drive through it, you just kind of know.
Yeah.
You need to take a shower.
Yeah, or yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
I brought this up and I promoted it because guess what city's not on there, Phil?
West Valley?
West Valley. Because it's Best Valley.
It's the best place.
Also, West
Earth.
Valley is also the largest. Isn't it bigger than Salt Lake? Like technically,
I think it's the most populated, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know for sure. But there's,
all of these cities have great parts and terrible parts to them.
yeah.
You know, even American Fork, like it's a small town, it still had the poor people that lived where we didn't, thank God.
Whatever happened to the railroad companies like slicing cities in half so you can say that side of the tracks is bad?
We
and this
need
side is good?
segregation.
I know.
Yeah, give us a sign.
Like American Fork.
Yeah, put a freeway in between it.
I have to say, though, when we were looking for a place a few months back, and one I really liked was in American Fork behind the library, right across the street from a trailer park.
Oh,
and
by
I was
Beanboro.
like, this is like a nice neighborhood. Even the trailer park, everyone's lawn was nice. Like it was a low income neighborhood. You could tell maybe by the cars parked outside.
Yeah.
But everything was like well kept.
Yeah.
I really wanted to live there, but my wife and my mother-in-law were like,
Are you looking to move to American Fork?
well, yeah, closer to school. Kids are going to school in Saratoga now. So
What the?
Your kids
What are
are?
you looking to? Let's talk about this after.
Oh, okay.
So, I was gonna say something really smart. What is it?
Something
There-
about West Valley?
Everybody in Utah is great because they're all Mormon. That's what
Not
you're gonna
anymore.
say.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's weird that you can read minds like that. So, no, I honestly, it is kind of funny because it's like Utah is bad compared to what? Like, you know what I mean? Like South Salt Lake's terrible compared to what? I would walk around South Salt Lake in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
No question. Like,
there's some parts in like, I don't know how Glendale or Rose Park or like, because
those places are cleaning up though. There's a few areas I'm kind of like, meh.
But that's like wiping in between turds.
I don't even understand what that meant.
You took a poop and then you have another one. You're not standing up.
Oh, I see.
You're still pooping.
Okay.
So you're just making a mess of something that it's not turning around that quick.
You know what's weird?
Are you autistic?
I'm on the spectrum.
Okay, just wondering.
You know what's weird is like I was in downtown Chicago one night, like passing through, and I was like, I'm going to stop for something to eat. And then as I was like driving through town, I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like just looking around. But I can be in Hollywood, like downtown Hollywood at night, homeless people all over. One singing a song that doesn't make sense, and two are fighting over here, and there's a bunch of tents. I don't know why, I just feel safe. Like Californians are just nice. And even the homeless people, I feel like, or I don't know.
Well, in LA, that street that you're on, behind it is like a $15 million house.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's no nice areas. There's nice houses spread out between everyone.
Justin
Crazy.
Bieber's house is like a stone's throw.
It's so bizarre. Like the whole hill, the Hollywood Hill, the grocery store that's closest to all those wealthy people is like surrounded by homeless people. Like that's where you live. You live in this nice house. I'm going to go to the grocery store. Surrounded by homeless people, like, and there's like 5 security guards, like watching everyone come in and out. The shampoo and the deodorant is locked up in a case.
Yeah.
Like you have to request like toiletry items because apparently that's a problem. So
It's such a dump. I don't even know why you're saying good things about it.
well, I'm just saying like but I've been out at night a lot and I haven't ever been
safe.
like,
Oh yeah,
I feel
know
fine.
What you mean.
You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah, like I'll walk down to Vaughn's or something and just be like, yeah, everyone's homeless around me. And
I don't know what it is. I think just because, like, if you get further east, people are meaner. Like in Boston, people are like, I don't think I ever felt not safe, except some areas in Boston, for sure. But people are just like meaner. And then further west you go, they're nicer. Like Portland, California, all down, people are nice.
okay,
On the East Coast, they just don't have time for it. That seems anyway. They're just like, give me what I want and screw off. Like we don't need to drag any nicety into this.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it's like in Utah.
yeah.
No, Utah's fake as hell.
The social veneer
Some
is
people can be.
the veneer is thick.
We lived in a ward once where there was a guy, bless his heart.
See, here we
Was-
go.
Yeah.
was like,
Here comes the a-hole comment.
like 1,000%. Hello there. We're so glad you're here. And I'm like, are you like punking me right now? What is
Committed suicide the next week.
Yeah, no, like, but then I like started talking to other people in the ward. I'm like, oh, have you met that? They're like, oh yeah, we know that guy. Like it's like a thing around family dinner. Like, oh, how are you? Like, it's just like nice to a billion. I was like,
I don't trust those people.
yeah,
They're sketchy, man.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'd be like, dude, you're not watching my kids.
Yeah. What do you have tied to the water heater at home?
I don't understand that joke.
exactly.
I'll tell you. Let's go inside.
But
like the strap that attaches it to the wall
Yeah.
so that it's secure.
Yeah. Oh, maybe a human.
but Utah also has super cool people.
Of course.
Like in our wards growing up, people were cool.
Yeah.
We were lucky with our ward. It
Yeah.
was super cool.
Yeah, we didn't have like any of. I can't think of anyone that was like that.
Oh, let's go through a list.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the one I was getting at earlier. What did she do? I love when I have stories like
Am
that.
I right?
It's for Trent. Yeah, but what did she do?
Because she was
Yeah, 100.
beat up or
Anything that
raped or
starts with
something.
this dude got arrested because what did she do first?
Utah man arrested after 100 mile per hour husband versus wife road rage crash.
They were racing each other
Road rage. So
Oh my
100
gosh, this is
with
hitting
each
home.
other.
Oh yeah, which I don't think is road rage at that point. It's just domestic disturbance, right?
Yeah, just let him go.
Just let him
It's gonna sort itself out.
twisted
but
metal this
Yeah.
thing.
We're gonna find him later around some pole. See what happens.
This one is hitting home, so keep going.
Oh, did this happen to you?
Every time my wife and I like are driving and leave together to go home, like in separate cars,
You hate each other?
she like
Sideswipes you.
has to win. Like she'll just
well, that's friendly. Whatever. That's
foreplay.
This is 100 miles.
I guess that's true.
This is 100
not
mile
road
per hour
rage.
DUI T-bone crash off the freeway, Hinckley, Utah. It's a mess. So basically, this guy T-boned his wife, not like that, Trent, like in a car, right off the freeway.
T-boned Kylie last night. What the? No one says that.
Why did you just say it then?
I'm sure that's
Oh.
a thing. That's got to be.
I was trying to see if it
It's
felt
where
nice.
one of your sideways.
Your name's Trent, and you have a boner. What else would you call it?
How you do it sideways? Is that why we don't make babies because we're not doing it sideways? Is that the fastest way to the uterus?
Okay, so
Power thrust.
basically 36-year-old Trevor was the guy's name. He was booked into jail because he rammed into the driver's side of his wife's car because they were in an argument. Honestly, it didn't get into very many details at all, other than the cars were totaled and it was reported to be over 100 miles per hour.
We could have summed this up by saying Hinckley, Utah. It's a suburb of Delta, Utah.
Oh, really?
So
that's where I've
this
heard
is
it.
not the first
How
nor
is
the last
Delta
time.
not on that list?
I don't know.
Delta is like,
That's an armpit.
yeah,
There's
That's
towns
not
you just
good.
don't visit to see how bad they are.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
Delta.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what they were arguing about. What was happening is probably over cleaning, I'm guessing, and or not making enough money. That's probably the main, things that they fight for.
Finances.
So. But he was drunk.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
She tried to run away from him, and he got mad and rammed her car.
His car, if you think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, that's the
Our
worst
car.
insurance claim ever, right?
Yeah.
Like 2 cars totaled, like same insurance company, I'd imagine, if they even have insurance.
Have you ever backed into your own car? It is the worst feeling ever.
I moved a trailer by hand and hit my own car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I have nobody to blame except me.
Yeah.
Not a single person.
I
You
kicked
can't say
my
it's
dog.
The other driver.
I was, you fucking dog. I kicked it. But made me feel a little better.
Poor dog.
So anyway, there you go. There wasn't much to that story other than it's just funny.
I like the happy ending.
What was the ending?
They wrecked.
Oh,
I
I thought
feel,
it was where he's in jail and she's scot free.
I feel bad for like marriage can be hard. Like
Mm-hmm.
you get in an argument, you fight, you that's marriage. But some people get in like such a funk that it's like that movie what we were talking about with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, where they're like getting divorced and they're like fighting all the time. And Adam Driver's like, I hope you get in a car accident and die. And I was like, whoa, that sucks. And people probably get in that where like you hate each other. You know what I mean?
I've always admitted to watching way too many police videos, and the domestic disturbance calls are sketchy.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that's going on, it's not. There's drug addicts, but almost the drug addicts are more predictable than what the domestic disturbance things will go on.
The problem is people like they're fighting. Yeah. And the cops show up and try and take one away. And now a new person's introduced. It's like, listen, I hate him, but I really hate this cop.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, I if I'm not mistaken, it's usually policy that one cop cannot go to a domestic disturbance call. They have to have two, just because it's so unpredictable.
I'm going to take this other one aside so you can run inside and get a gun and shoot us all.
They should develop like a super good drug that's like emitted via like grenade, like a flashbang, but it spits drug out of it. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't cause any side effects. It's super expensive, but we only use it in the government, like for that type of thing. The cops
I love where this is going.
This is so far, I'm on board.
The cops show up, the family's fighting, and all they do is just hand them it. And they're like, there was a domestic disturbance. You can have this if you want.
They made that.
And they're like, oh, thank you. And they take it.
It's called LSD.
No, it's called,
they researched
literally, that's why they made Molly. Like, they made Molly or MDMA for therapy, because you would get in therapy, you would take that, and like, you're a lot more open to things. You're a lot nicer. Like, the discussion is more there. Like an aerosol MDMA would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm talking about an emergency type where people are like ramped up so high that it's like somebody's going to get hurt.
I think it needs to be administered via paintball gun.
Oh, yeah.
And then like everyone loves each other in the house.
Like your doorbell ditch, and when they open.
By the time you get in there, they're like all naked and making babies.
That's what we need is more domestic violence babies. That'll solve it.
Oh, he's got a knife. Right. Make a baby
the cops
instead.
just open the door and throw the grenade in and close it.
Yeah.
And like 4 condoms as well then. Like let's at least do something to do him a favor.
Birth control pills.
Oh.
Emergency, quick acting ones.
That's called
tough acting. Tough acting, Tinactin.
Yeah.
That's great. Have you guys ever been to the USANA Amphitheater?
Yeah.
Didn't you mean the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater?
Oh, did they change its name?
Yeah.
Is that the grass one?
Doesn't that just roll off the tongue?
In West Valley. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
I'm actually surprised it was USANA for so long, because you still got to sponsor. It's like Delta Center.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to pay for whatever. And I don't even know what USANA sells.
20-something years.
Well, they just own it, right? And
no, they don't own it.
They own the branding.
It's a sponsor. It's a sponsor. So someone owns the amphitheater and the venue, and then a company puts their name on it, like Delta for the Delta Center, right?
Oh.
Or like Staples. Is it still the Staples Center?
No, it moved to like what was the name of that crypto company that went
Bitcoin.
Under? No,
Doge.
Okay, I'm sorry I asked, but it's some crypto thing.
He's like, I wouldn't know anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that
Snowden.
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay. Yeah, so they're changing their name to the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. I think they should drop the credit union, just call it Utah First Amphitheater.
Amphitheater?
Amphitheater.
How do you guys say it?
Is there an L in it?
Amphitheater.
My wife and I have had this debate before.
Oh, really?
You guys are.
She's from New York, so she's. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I think it's amphitheater.
Amphitheater. I would say amphitheater.
Now that you've asked me, I don't know.
Do you put an L in it, or
I do.
Jeff? I do not.
No L,
because there is no L in amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
Say right now, USANA Amphitheater.
Amphitheater. USANA Amphitheater.
Excuse me. Did you stutter?
Amphitheater.
That's Amp.
Do some people say Amphla Theater?
Huh?
Do people say Amphla Theater?
Ampla.
Ampla
Theater.
Oh, that's how people say it.
Ampla Theater or amphitheater.
I think it could also be
I probably say
amphitheater.
Ampla Theater.
Or amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
Amplify.
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater. Like there's an I in there. The people replace.
Listen.
Amphitheater.
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 I guess I could see the confusion because people say amplifier.
Amplify. But it's a different word.
Yeah, but it's the same root. Amp probably comes from.
Let me try it again. Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
That's
Is that good?
Thanks.
Amphitheater.
You know when there's certain words when someone says them, you're just like, we're not going to be friends.
Was that one of them?
Just if you do it that much, like we don't. This is never going to work. Let's not try it.
It's like that with sherbet for me and my wife.
Sorbet. If someone says sorbet,
Sherbet.
sherbet.
I didn't realize.
Sherbet is
What's the wrong way?
Sherbet.
Sherbet. So if they say sherbet,
And what is
Yeah.
it?
you're fine.
Sherbet.
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 What if they said sorbet?
That's a different thing.
Oh,
One's not.
Why
dairy-
are they even
one's
saying that
dairy-based, the
word?
other
Who
one is
gets
not.
that?
me.
Sherbet?
You went to the ice cream place and you're like, good ice cream, good ice cream, good. I'll take the trash.
Oh, I don't get the sherbet.
Have you ever had a Sprite and sherbet float?
No.
I say sherbet.
Sherbet.
Maybe that's a Utah thing.
No,
sherbet.
sherbet is correct.
Oh, is it?
I say
Sherbet.
sherbet.
What's
You say
sherbet?
sherbet?
Yeah,
Jeff?
Sorbet is
Sorbet.
different.
I hate.
I
you,
used to
Jake.
say until my
can't
wife
be
made
friends.
fun of me enough times, I would say orange.
Orange.
This is an orange drink.
That's how Utah.
But you're supposed to say orange.
So you're saying you had orange sherbet
Orange.
in the amphitheater in the
Orange.
mountains.
mountains.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
In the mountains. Get it?
You're dumb.
Yeah.
Sherbet.
What else is on the news?
Oh,
Sherbet.
okay. Let's take a hard turn here. I'm actually I'd like to pass the time over to Jake, who added this story, and I didn't read it. It's called King Arthur's Court Hearing.
Oh.
At least that's what Jake.
This is also
titled it.
Utah news.
Is it?
Yeah.
We have a King Arthur in Utah?
Well, I don't know why he called
Well,
it that.
not
That's-
according to him.
It's
Oh.
the prophet.
There's
the
a
king.
man named Nicholas Alaverdian who was accused of rape like 20 something years ago. In 2008, he was accused of rape and
Sure, you're not talking
faked
about
his own
Trump.
suicide.
Oh,
Faked his own suicide.
Oh, and he's still alive?
And the man who was identified as Alaverdian, Nicholas Alaverdian, was found and reported by some authorities in Scotland, and he was extradited to America. Anyway,
Wait.
this rape occurred in Utah, in
2008.
Orem, in Orem, of course,
okay.
and
Why'd you say-
Orem. Why wasn't that one on there?
Arm.
And so he's been now going through the legal process of,
Proving that he committed suicide? I don't understand.
he's claiming in court that he's not this person.
Oh,
And his new name is Arthur Knight Brown. And he even has an English accent. And he's basically telling the judge, that's not me.
I mean,
So
eliminate the
weird.
raping from this. That's a pretty cool story. Like, you fake your own death. You just get to go and
Yeah.
make a
it's
new
pretty
life somewhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of fake your own death,
I don't want to do it today.
they found Tupac's killer, apparently.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see that?
Yeah.
no. Was it?
Uh-uh.
Who was it?
He's already in prison for something. He's
Jada
like,
Pinkett Smith?
Did they think Jada Pinkett Smith?
She murdered that.
No, apparently the Tupac thing was like there are two cars like shooting at each other, and Tupac died.
yeah, in Vegas.
And this guy was in the car that shot Tupac, but he's always claimed he didn't. And he even wrote a book about like how I was in the car that shot Tupac.
How I didn't murder Tupac.
And for some reason was never charged or anything, but now they're saying we think it's him, and he's been charged. And
I think he's in prison already for
Oh, is he?
killing somebody else.
I never got that he was in prison, but maybe I just assumed because he wrote a book. But I guess you can write a book from prison. So if they give you a crayon,
A crayon.
What's his name? The guy that shot
John
one
Lennon.
of those crappy Beatle guys. He like releases music.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
From prison?
Yeah.
We all live in a brown submarine. That one.
Yeah, that band sucks.
Sorry, guys.
But anyway, that's pretty crazy. So he was accused of rape, faked his death, moved to Scotland, and then they found him somehow and were like, we don't think you're really British because we can detect some American in that accent. We actually think you're this guy that raped someone and we're going to extradite you.
Yeah, in Orem, Utah. Like, I don't know. It didn't say how the Scottish authorities were tipped off onto it, but he has had this identity for, almost 20 years now. And they're like, you're going to go home back to the United States. And
wouldn't it be pretty, like, if you have dental records, obviously it's a pretty easy match. DNA from before, a thumbprint.
Mm-hmm.
But if also you just don't exist before
if
the next day when you left Utah or died.
Why didn't he research like countries that don't extradite to America?
Yeah, Venezuela.
Just live there. Like, why would you?
Russia.
Wherever Edward Snowden went.
Venezuela, right?
Straight to Russia.
I don't know what the countries are, but I'm just saying there are places that you specifically will not be, like, doesn't matter. They can't do anything unless they physically take you. And
I'm sure he probably had a fascination for
Scotland,
England, or somewhere in the UK.
Okay,
because he even has an accent, like a English accent, where they, he's making it sound like he's this guy, Knight Arthur George or whatever.
Wow. Cool story.
Cool story, bro. I think that is weird.
There's a lot more countries that won't expedite than I would have thought.
Yeah.
Extradite.
Extradite.
What did I say?
Expedite.
Sherbert.
You can expedite shipments to pretty much any country if you need to.
What did I say? Did I say that?
Expedite.
I did?
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay, Trent.
It's okay. I say orange.
All right.
Just in case you want to fake your stuff.
Oh.
China, Indonesia, Iran, Mongolia,
Iran,
Qatar,
get it?
but I'm not coming back. Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, Ukraine, Vietnam, and most African nations.
Oh, Taiwan. Interesting.
Taiwan wouldn't seem like a too bad of a place.
No, I think I'd go to Taiwan out of that list.
Vietnam
actually sounds
That'd
good.
be cool.
Indonesia, that's where Matthew served his mission.
Yeah. Indonesia could be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But probably Taiwan.
Duly noted, Trent.
Got my list together.
If I'm ever dead, you know where to find me.
Except Taiwan is like potentially going to be taken over by China. So
Yeah, but China's
not an extraditer either.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's true.
We're fine.
Expedited.
So
yeah, but when I go to Taiwan and I'm like, F you, China, F you. And then they take over. They're going to be like, that guy's the first
China
one.
knows that Phil has a thing against him.
They're actually going to invade because of me.
Why would you have to go to Taiwan to start saying that?
Oh, I say it now.
Oh.
First of all, they don't even have an F in their alphabet. So they'll be like, no comprende. Is that a Chinese thing?
Korean
thing. That's a Chinese thing?
They use a P instead of an F.
That's what the Chinese people will say.
You're not allowed to go there because your name's Phil.
Phil.
No, he said he's going to say F you, and I said they don't even have an F in there. Never mind.
I get it. But
good.
also his name starts with an F sound. So they can't say his name, so he can't go there.
Frill.
So he'd have to rename himself to
Arthur
Mao Zedong or something.
Yeah.
Is that a thing when because like when people from other places move here, they come with like, my name's John. You're like, not John.
No, you can't.
Do you do that when you go to like China or Korea or whatever?
They dumb it down for us. Is the problem. They're like, we know you can't pronounce.
So we'll call me, so you can call me Sean.
It is fun. I think that must be a remnant of like earlier like American immigration where people would come over and like they'd be like, oh no, that's not your name. This is your name
now.
Yeah. And that's probably carried on, like people in other countries like, oh yeah, when you go there you need to give them an American name or they'll all look at you funny. Even though nowadays we'd probably be just fine.
I think it's because most people come here and they want to be American. So they have an American name.
I mean, in the Philippines, some elders would change their name and even have them change the name tag because people just couldn't say their last name.
Like what?
They, like
Brown.
Well, I can't remember any specifics, but yeah, some would have it changed just because people just couldn't say it.
Okay, next time you bring something up from the past, we're going to need specifics.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, my name was actually one of them, but
What did you change your name to?
no, I never did change my name, but people could never say it. They'd always say Elder Lizard
that's fine.
or Elder Lizard.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Elder Lizard. Remember lizards?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nationwide news. I hate the news, so here's what I came up with. America's top 5 favorite foods of all time, including fluffer nutters. Does anyone have any effing idea what fluffer nutters are?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that
You
I
really
have done
do?
it before.
It's a fluff and peanut butter sandwich.
Trent's done them.
Isn't it a marshmallow fluff and peanut butter sandwich?
Trent fluffer nuttered on that bus that one time. Remember?
On the left side of the bus only.
I've never seen you gag so hard.
That was I almost puked.
Phil can still smell it.
I was like sticking my head out the window. I'm like, it even smells like it outside in the wind. It's so potent.
And no one on the right side of the bus could smell it. It was only on the left side.
First of all, someone needs to rethink that name, fluffer nutters. Like, let's go back to the drawing
I
board.
still don't know what it is.
Is that an actual thing?
We're going to get to it. I think you've got it, Jake. So number 1, I don't know why they start with number 1 either. We're going to go down to number 10 or number 5. So number 5 is hot dogs and hamburgers. Pretty straightforward. That's an American thing, right?
Wait, this is the best thing?
It's just the top 5 American treats and foods. What is it? What did I say? Top 5 American foods. So number 4, s'mores.
Pretty good.
Which is interesting. I don't really love s'mores.
Would be top 5.
Number 3, fluffernutters, which I'm going to read the description. The one and only fluffernutter is a dessert version of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich that consists of peanut butter, marshmallow flush, and marshmallow fluff. So
marshmallow, what was the second one?
Marshmallow fluff.
Flush, he just misspoke.
Sorry.
Oh.
How can it be in the top 5 if
I've never heard
we've
of it?
never heard of it and don't even know what to do
It's just peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Yeah. My kids love it.
On what?
Really?
White bread.
Sandwich. Instead of peanut butter and jelly, it's peanut butter and fluff.
Are you guys poor?
No, fluff is actually more expensive than jelly.
Can you not just
Jake.
buy normal treats?
Yeah.
We could, but kids like peanut butter and fluff together.
Yeah, but you got to regulate those kids.
Mm-hmm.
They like a lot of things. You just tell them no.
We buy fluff once every 3 months, and it goes in 2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. My wife is so anti sugar. I'm pretty sure my kids only get like peanut butter and banana slices.
Yeah.
Or peanut butter.
It's delicious, by the way.
Like strawberry slices.
Yeah, that's awesome. What happened to honey?
Peanut butter and pickles?
You know what?
No, honey. Honey's sugar.
I understand that, but I'm saying, like, why are we whipping up sugar?
Why are we nutting on the fluff?
Honey is
Well,
really good on a peanut butter.
Peanut butter and honey sandwich, I thought was a poor thing. And it was only because the first time I ever had it, I went over to some cousin's house and they were like, lived on a farm. And I thought they were all white trash, but it turns out they're not. But they gave me a peanut butter honey sandwich and I loved it. I thought it was so good.
Peanut butter and honey together is amazing.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going inside to make a peanut butter honey sandwich right now?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
No, like maybe a year ago, I bought a loaf of like Granny's white bread and some real like jelly with sugar in it. And my kids were just like, "What is this?" Like, and they obviously loved it. And then when Mom found out, we were all in trouble. But
Grandma Sycamore's has really slipped. It's not what it was.
No.
Well, no, but when you never have it,
It's still the
you're like,
best for a grilled cheese sandwich, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Over like a sourdough?
Maybe not.
sourdough.
Does it show that I'm
grilled
old? They
cheese.
like sourdough more than like
Yeah,
white bread?
you
It
are.
does. It does.
I always get sourdough like at the diner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it tastes like something
Yeah.
instead of
I mean, the dough kind of went bad. There's nothing better than that. Number 2's buffalo wings.
They'll do love
That's
that.
American.
Freaking- Apparently, yeah. I love buffalo wings. Number 1, peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
For American? Where's the hamburger in that?
Number 5 was hamburgers and hot. They put hamburgers and hot dogs together.
Yeah.
So
Didn't put pizza?
No pizza, huh?
Oh, like Italian pizza?
Yeah, but you go to Italy, it's not the same pizza.
I feel
I
like
thought this is America, like favorites in America, not American.
like pizza isn't. I've never even been to Italy, but I feel like pizza is not as big there as
American
it is in America.
pizza is different than Italian pizza.
It says top. I don't know how they judged it. I should probably read this thing, but who cares, right?
Research.
It's actually 10, and I didn't want to get too far into it. Number 6 is dessert pies. I didn't realize that dessert pies was an American thing.
I see them
Like
all
apple
the time
pie?
in the grocery store, and I never see people buy them. My kids love them.
Yeah. When we say dessert pie, what does that mean, though?
The little packet. It's
No.
looks like
This
a
is like
burrito.
I do remember
actual
having this.
with
like apple
pudding
pie.
or lemon and
This is like actual pies, like apple
like
pies,
Thanksgiving pies.
cream
Okay.
pies. Yeah. And pies, I know my English friend, she's like, when she thinks pie, she thinks a dinner, like what we would call like a chicken pot pie or a
I'd love me a chicken
meat
shepherd's
pie.
pie.
Yeah, shepherd's pie is a little different, but yeah, it's basically just the exact same as a dessert pie, but the crust is more flaky, whatever, and it's full of meat and vegetables and
Yeah.
stuff
Shepherd's
like
pie
that.
is really a casserole, isn't it? Shouldn't it be called shepherd's casserole?
Good.
Yeah.
I love
It's good.
I have a good shepherd's pie. If you guys, I should make it for us one time.
Apple
We've been
pie's
friends
always
for
been
25 years, 30 years.
Yeah,
Not once have you made that for us.
never mentioned.
I don't
you make a
actually
good
consider us
shepherd's
friends.
I want you to make a
That checks out.
shepherd's
That's weird.
breakfast pie
I call mine Jason Shepherd's pie, so it's gonna be really good.
after your
I
brother.
still have, my brother,
Jason Shepherd.
Speaking
Yeah.
of people that just disappeared the day they got their diploma,
Jason Shepherd.
yeah.
I saw him at the reunion.
No, you didn't.
The 20-year.
No, you didn't.
20-year, wasn't he?
No, you didn't.
Could have sworn he was.
Nope.
Because
That
he was the class president and was like, goodbye.
Yeah.
Never again.
He never organized any of it.
Really?
You're thinking Evan Alt because he's awesome.
Why would he
was
think Evan?
Yeah.
Why would you jump to Evan Alt?
Well, it's really funny because when I saw Evan on the 20-year reunion, he was exactly like I remember him. I was like, did he even age? I don't understand. Like,
He's a super nice kid, actually.
he's
I
really
like
nice.
Evan.
Yeah. But I was wondering maybe Jake was mixing him up
there? No,
with.
I could have sworn
Jason.
Jason was there.
Nope.
But
I
then,
don't even think Jason's on like social media or anything.
Nope.
He lives tied to Jeff's water heater.
Yeah.
Like we were asking
maybe
about.
could be.
Yeah. He moved to one of these non-extraditing companies
And then he came
or
to the
countries and works for a company.
Indonesia.
Okay, other ones on the list: barbecue, soul food, which I'm still not sure what that is.
Barbecue, just barbecue.
Just says barbecue.
That's like everything.
Kansas City.
Soul food's like got to be comfort food. Mashed potatoes.
I mean, anything with
meatloaf.
a soul, though.
Yeah.
Jambalaya.
Baby.
Chocolate chip cookies,
Yeah.
Cajun, which again is just a spice. So what?
Yeah,
I think
Cajun.
Cajun style,
everything.
like Louisiana style, like
Louisiana.
jambalaya.
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
jambalaya.
Shrimp.
It's like
Crawdads.
Haitian and influenced.
I don't think you can say that word anymore.
Anything you'd eat in Louisiana, probably,
Yeah.
or Baltimore, because they have Old Bay, which is a Cajun seasoning.
I still want to go to a party where there's newspaper strung out on the thing and they just dump a boil.
Those
out
are
on it. I've never done it.
Those are fun. I've
Sounds
done
good.
that, Have that, yeah.
Ugh.
Dump a boil.
Yeah, like a crab boil.
crawdad.
Oh,
Crawdads, crab, corn, potatoes.
Can they not just make nachos?
you
out
know
there?
what's disgusting is
That sounds fun.
mussel. Is it mussels? Are mussels the one that like you like
Brian's cousin?
Oysters, mussels.
oysters? Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
just taste like a mouthful of
Snot.
rubbery sand.
Yeah.
Like snot, sandy
Yeah,
snot.
it's disgusting.
It's like Zeus. Is he the water one? No, who's the water god?
Aquaman?
We had those.
Aquaman,
we went
that's
to,
what I was thinking.
We went
Jason
to Martha's
Momoa?
Vineyard, and I'm like, I gotta try something like Martha's Vineyard-y. And I went in and like ordered. It was like the fish samplers, like crab legs, mussels, and it was all the worst quality.
Really?
Everything. Yeah, it was such a bummer.
Disappointing.
It's
You
like
might have just
Jason
gone to the wrong
Momoa.
place.
Yeah,
Jason
probably.
Momoa just snot rockets right into your
Yeah.
freaking mouth.
It was like I was gonna puke.
I'm so
I mean,
disgusted
and
right
Boston, downtown Boston, you can get great food all day long, but this
Yeah.
place was not. I don't know.
It was not downtown
Not-
Boston.
Not known for its food, Martha's Vineyard. Just forewarning.
I thought you just got like, what's that soup?
Clam chowder.
Clam, yeah.
Chowder?
Clam chowder.
Yeah,
Chowder?
chowder's pretty good, but can also be hit and miss.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're in the city, foods tends to be real good. But you get further out and it's like, ooh. Eee.
Okay, this next one I'm calling SpaceX is a monster because with the year ending, I was kind of curious. I'm like, I wonder how much SpaceX actually launches compared to other places. So we've got United States, China, Russia, Europe, and other.
It's like who launches rockets.
It's a bar chart comparison between all of them.
Yeah, they didn't actually separate the United States on this, but
this is in a year?
These are each years.
20 to 21 to 20.
They launch every 3 days?
I'm talking about 2023 though. So in 2023 here, it says SpaceX notched 98 orbital launches in 2023. And if you look at the total orbital launches here in 2023 is 109. So 98 was SpaceX and the rest was whoever.
Yeah.
Blue Orgasm or...
But how many of SpaceX's launches were just U.S. government funded launches?
So orbital launch, does that mean that private companies paid them to put their satellites up in space?
Well, they launched a rocket to orbit.
So
That's
the rocket
orbital
itself
launch.
orbiting, not to put satellites up.
No, to put satellites up. And
China's launching a lot.
Yeah, they're the next highest. So, I mean, but still 67 compared to 109.
I mean, they were higher in 2021. I wonder why COVID would affect rocket launches.
Couldn't get people together.
They didn't have a rocket
mask.
I was really
put it on the front.
I can't think
late
of
2022 is when they really made masks on rockets.
They couldn't handle the G forces at that point.
Yeah.
Walter helped them create a mask.
Thanks, Walter.
Filters the air better.
Yeah, apparently though, I didn't know this, but SpaceX also launches from New Zealand because there's certain places in the world where launching is better, and that's why Florida is so good for some reason.
Or people already like pollution.
It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with like the spin of the Earth and certain areas where it's like, I don't know.
They've already punched a hole in the
probably the
ozone.
weather or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because Florida's got wonderful weather. It never rains.
I've always
no
thought like the
hurricanes.
West Desert, like Nevada, would be a good launch because
I know they do it next to the ocean because they want as they
ocean.
launch, the Earth rotates.
Yeah,
and then when shit falls, it's just fish down there.
Oh,
If you think about it, like if you have the Earth going like this, you want to be closer to the equator.
It's flat. It goes like this.
No, but what I'm saying is, just listen to this.
It's like moving this sheet of paper through the world.
So if you have a ball and you put it towards the center, like closer to the equator, and like
a disc,
the rocket's launching, you kind of use the Earth's momentum to kind of launch with it. So if you go like in Nevada or higher away from the equator, it kind of throws that off. It's like
So how does that argument support
it's not really an
China
argument.
or New Zealand? Or they're not near the equator at all.
Or the flat Earth.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's certain that's just an idea I'm throwing out there of like there's ways that different things affect where you launch from.
So it turns out we're not rocket scientists at all.
No.
I would like to
I
go
am a
to
doctor.
I would
brain surgeon.
I would like to go to a launch though, just to like smell the air afterward, because that's like you watch those things. It's like a billion cars just spit out all their smog at once into the sky.
Yeah.
Phil's over there.
Did you ever see the world's? It's like voted the best live clip of all time or something like that. It's this dude. It's like from the 70s. He has like a 3-minute walk up talk where the camera's like following him, talking about the rocket launch, like blah 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 blah, and like gets to this like crescendo of everything, and he's like this, and the rocket goes off at the exact time he like flicks his finger up, and it's a one live cut. I'll find the video and
it's
play
awesome.
it. But it's pretty cool.
Huh.
It is really cool, actually.
You're watching like this is that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do think though that the future of space travel has to be via some kind of like gun or elevator or something.
Yeah, we got to build an escalator.
Because or like some kind of magnetic because using like explosive propulsion, we will decimate our atmosphere by the time
is he, the leader of Tesla electric cars, still using fuel. Like, I feel like out of principle, he should be doing electric.
Yeah, he's like, we've done more to save the environment with electric cars, but also we launch a ton of rockets. I mean, look at all that stuff coming out of that. That's like a whole city worth of pollution in just like 30 seconds.
There is a funny video of Elon being interviewed, and someone asks him about electric powered airplanes. And it's funny, the lag from the time the guy asks the question to Elon, you can tell he starts thinking about how you would make an electric powered airplane.
I gotta go. I gotta go make this happen.
He's like sitting there thinking, and it's like silent. And he goes, I don't have enough mind power to introduce that into my mind right now. He's like, I can't do it. He's like, I can't do it.
Honda has one.
He goes, but it is possible.
Honda has an electric plane.
Yeah, but nobody rides on it. Like, so yeah, Traxxas has a freaking electric plane too, but nobody flies in it. Like, it's an experimental thing.
I mean, like drones are electric, so you scale that up.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. You mean like private
little
drones?
Yeah. So you can
Well, those drones that go like for the military, the big ones,
They're not electric.
they're not?
No. Well,
Really?
they have electric ones, but you're talking to ones that fly like sideways, not like helicopter.
No, the ones that fly like planes.
quadcopter. Yeah.
Like the drones that will sit above like Afghanistan for like a day at a time.
No.
Are they not electric?
No,
Oh.
they're fuel.
The unmanned ones that are
And they're
way
huge.
up there.
They're huge
they're
too.
huge,
Yeah,
Really?
they're big.
I get a big. I don't know why I thought they were electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. The problem, I think the problem is like electrical power is very comparable to like a combustion engine, but it's nothing like jet power. Jet power is like crazy bigger,
It's
more
turbine.
or whatever. It's a rocket essentially. So
All you're doing with the jet power is you're same as a turbo. You're taking air, you're compressing it harder and harder, or like greater and greater, and you're just thrusting it out the back. You don't have to have ignition to make that happen.
Yeah, it's
I
just a
think they do,
spinning.
though.
No, it's not.
It's
spinning.
the blade spinning.
Have you ever
It's
seen?
not the heat in the like rock coming out. It's the blades that are going. This type of a rocket that we were looking at, yes, that's the thrust from the actual like the combustion. Everything's happening, but not on like a turbo jet, Delta, Boeing plane, whatever.
I think they are. I think inside that
magic box.
turning thing, there are tons of little rockets that get that thing going.
No.
In a circle.
It spins. It spins it, and it.
Yeah, but it's
creates-
not a motor that's spinning that. That's all self-contained in there.
No, not at all.
Pull up a video.
No.
Yeah.
How does
a jet
jet engine work?
in an airliner?
It literally just takes air. Like those blades are forcing in air, and then there's more blades behind it forcing more air in
It's
too.
a big fan in a nutshell.
But the motor is spinning the fan. That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't there be an electric motor?
Probably because
spinning
of
the
the
fans
weight.
too.
The sheer weight of an electric vehicle is.
And that could be the case too. Like all the battery power.
All the batteries take there's a lot of weight.
Okay, so I just typed "how does airplane."
No. Type
Does airplane.
Phil, good
type
job.
how does a jet engine work?
How
Why do you
does
have to
airplane
speak?
turbine?
By a shaft to turn the blades in the compressor and to spin the intake fan at the front.
Yeah.
Rotation takes some energy from the high energy flow.
Phil. Okay, it's
But they're different than a prop engine.
Of course it is, but it's the same concept. If you get enough of they have blades that spin counter to each other.
It's not just the blade. It's the type of like ignition that's happening in a jet engine is different.
No, it is not.
It is. But
It's all the blade is different because the blade is forcing that air.
it's not just
a
a difference
jet
of blade.
engine
Look,
is-
look at the back of that. See that? Inside there's all those little explosions happening, and that's why it's spitting out
you're
that
not gonna have
Because that's
fire.
what the motor is making. It's got to have that leave somewhere.
Watch. How does a jet engine work?
How does an airplane?
Do you love this podcast, listeners? That was
The podcast is over. We're just arguing with you and how dumb you are.
You'll find out. Here we go.
No, it's not going to work because I'm
7
connected
hours
to
later.
Apple AirPlay dumbness.
Oh.
But basically, you're wrong.
You see all the fire coming out of there? That
Yeah.
fire is not from like an engine turning that thing with a belt. It's happening inside there.
So Phil, you're saying
the motor still has to be somewhere and expel the fuel and all that sort of stuff somewhere. Yes.
I think what Phil's saying is that the forward thrust is created by the rear trajectory of the jet.
Jet engine works for dummies.
That's us.
The engine is a giant fan that sucks in cool air. As the air moves through the core of the engine, it passes over a series of fans that get smaller and smaller. That squeezed air is mixed with jet fuel. Think of it as a super flammable gasoline. In the combustor, the air and fuel mix react with a flame. It is ignited and shoots out of the other end of the engine, creating thrust. Yeah, but what's physically turning the engine? Like, please
That's
connect the dots for me.
Finish this part.
As the ignited air and fuel shoot out of the back of the engine, it passes over the turbines, which is connected to the same shaft at the front of the engine that the fan is connected to, and the cycle repeats itself. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. This is
suck, squeeze, bang, blow.
I think we're both right.
Trent like that one.
Yeah,
you guys,
but if you,
it's a combination of what you're all saying.
And that's what that's what I'm saying. It's not just like a motor turning this thing. It's like rockets in the back.
Yeah, I obviously rockets are wrong term.
You replace the explosion
right
with the electric energy. It's the exact same thing as a car. You're replacing the combustible motor with a motor, electric.
And what I'm explaining, though, is it's not just a motor turning an engine really fast. That whole thing is like incorporated together, where the air coming in compresses.
At no point did you say that before.
No, but I didn't.
Don't change your answer after you watch the fucking video.
Well, I'm saying I didn't understand exactly how a jet engine, but I understood the concept that it's greater than a regular.
Do you know how turbos work on a car?
Yeah, you're squeezing more air in to.
It's the same thing. You're taking your exhaust fuel,
right?
Your exhaust, whatever, spinning a fan,
right,
to suck air in harder,
right.
But you have to have something to create the energy to spin the fan initially.
And that's what I'm saying is a electric motor will be able to spin that fan in theory, but probably not as fast or hard, and probably weigh a lot, which is obviously a downside. And I don't know if it'll work.
That's the only reason I disagree is because
you're Phil.
Well, no. Yeah, somebody else. But it's because, like, with an electric car, the only thing holding back the car from instant 100% power is the traction.
Yeah.
So it would be the exact same thing with that, where you could have instant thrust. There would be no wind up, add more fuel period. It's just add more energy.
Yeah. And again, I don't know what like the weight of the motor, because I would assume that a electric motor would weigh way more than a jet engine, because it's like a huge coil of copper, massive for something like this. And then the batteries would also weigh a ton. And that's why I'm thinking, I bet you could make one that would fly, but I bet it'd be comparable to the cars, where a plane can fly across the ocean. This one can fly from like Salt Lake to Provo.
The payload on a rocket engine, a rocket fuel powered engine, could be a lot higher in relation to size than that of a battery powered one, because you'd have to, most of that weight would be batteries.
Yeah. And the motors, I would assume, because Teslas apparently are so bottom heavy, because the motors are pretty much where the tires are, where the wheels are, and all the batteries are on the bottom. So they just like don't tip over. I didn't realize that, but if you Google like Tesla crash tests or whatever, I guess Teslas like blow away every other car.
They almost can't roll over.
They can't roll over, and they're like indestructible, because instead of pressing the metal, everything is like cast in that gigapress or whatever. They like inject hot molten metal into a casting for the frame and everything. So it's like when they rammed it, did like the 45-mile-an-hour crash test into this like big hammer, it just like ding, and they're like, whoa, because I guess every other car is like obliterated.
Built a big hammer rather than just a solid wall. We're going to build a fucking hammer.
Yeah. Well, I guess they do wall tests, but this one for some reason was just like something to represent like a bumper of a truck or a semi, probably, like going into just the top, like where your head would be. And it was just like dink, like
I saw a video of the first recorded crash of the Cybertruck,
Yeah.
and the car that he hit was completely
Destroyed.
obliterated.
Yeah.
And the truck, the only damage you could see was like the plastic guard around the wheel well
How is that good though?
and the edge of the tire. Well, the only person injured in that accident was the driver of the Cybertruck, because there's no give.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The cars are built in such a way that there's actually some lack of rigidity on purpose because it cushions for the people inside the car. Whereas the Cybertruck, it's like the person was hitting the car,
Right.
not the car squeezing into the car. So
Well, that's like the most gnarly looking wrecks in cars or racing. Like when the car tumbles and tumbles, that's the best way you can wreck. It's the instant stop.
yeah,
That's the worst thing.
Slowly dispersing the
it's an
energy.
accordion style is the way kind of they design cars. In fact, in the UK, I think they don't have you can't sell the Cybertruck in the UK because it doesn't have flexibility.
It's like
And
wrecking
they've
a
got
tank.
some really stringent rules and regulations on how cars can build.
See, I've wondered though if it's going to be a lot better for like up to 45 miles an hour, but if you get in a like higher speed wreck or get hit by a semi or something, and the thing's like clamps down on you, you're going to be in a lot worse shape because they're not going to be able to get you out of there. Like if there's a fire or something, where another car, they just like pry that weak steel right open. And,
Like Jaws of Life. They're like, we can't even cut you out of this thing.
Yeah, they're like, we
can't-
don't have any carbide blades.
We have titanium.
Yeah.
So you're going to bleed to death.
Okay, so I'm going to show you this clip. This clip here.
so morbid.
This is the one that I was talking about with Elon. Here. Oh,
Ultimately, do you think that you could have planes?
I've thought about planes for a long time. Planes really need a high
Joe
energy
Rogan.
density because you gotta get up to altitude. Most of the energy is getting up to altitude. And then once you're in the low air density situation, you can cruise along. It takes very little energy once you're in cruise. Massive amount of energy to get up there. And aircraft in cruise is a neutral force balance. So it's like it's not accelerating. So basically, if you've got a motor for a given force, you will just go faster as you go higher. The air resistance is dropping exponentially as you go higher. If you have a constant force, then you will just go faster. The higher you go, the faster you go for the same amount of power. It's all about altitude. Like the air is very thick at sea level, but my brain will explode if I do planes. This is too crazy, man. My brain is overloaded. There's only so many hours in the day.
yeah.
I'm running 6 companies.
My brain will explode if I do airplanes.
And then a day later, he bought and destroyed Twitter.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Boeing's filing for bankruptcy. I'm just kidding.
Boeing's what is it? The plane?
The
that has
Airbus or no.
The doors are coming
That was
off
pretty
in
wild. Did you
mid-flight.
see that?
Yeah.
And then they tested a bunch more doors. They're like, yeah, there's a lot of screws loose here.
Yeah. Or they were
grounded.
missing screws. Like
Yeah,
they
they-
pulled them off. They're like, oh, this is missing half its
I
screws.
think they grounded all of the planes that are. It was a 7. I think it was a 7.
37.
Not
I
the
think
37.
40?
It was the
65.
one of the ones that Alaskan Airlines uses.
Yeah. The crazier part was, you heard the story where the high school science teacher found the part they were looking for? It was like a shaft that the bolt would rest into.
Yeah.
When the door blew off, the parts all fell off and scattered over an area. And this teacher specifically went out in their yard to find that thing. And he knew it happened over his house, and he found it in his yard. Turned it into the FAA, and they were like, oh, thanks. This is the piece we were looking for.
It's like the dude who went to find Bigfoot and found it and filmed it on the first day.
Yeah.
That dude might have just went and bought that part.
Or machined it in his
He machined it,
garage.
yeah.
Oh
went
my
to
goodness,
AutoZone.
it was in my car the whole
He
time.
went to AutoZone and
How
found-
did that get there?
Yeah. I went to the Boeing store.
I don't know how true the second story was, but apparently someone's phone got sucked out as well, and someone found that in their yard.
Yeah.
And
it was on the side of the road.
Some company picked that up that makes phone cases and was like, we're not sure, but we're almost certain that it was our phone case that the phone survived.
Well, they
I thought it was hilarious.
I did see someone found a phone on the side of the road that was still, it's like the screen was cracked, but the screen was on,
Uh-huh.
and it showed the flight confirmation in the app.
Oh, like their ticket?
Yeah, they're like their ticket or something like
Yeah.
that.
This is one of
on the
those
screen
made
of
up
the phone.
stories that we talked about the preschoolers. This is just preschool for adults. Like, no. I heard this story.
It's-
You're
it
not going to
sounds-
believe this.
I heard
Sounds
someone's
too-
shirt got ripped off. Is that
Yeah,
true?
One of the
Ooh.
passengers'
Yeah.
shirt got ripped off.
Male
Where they
or
got
female?
so horny, they're just like, I got to take my shirt off.
But I didn't understand that because they were saying it was like during takeoff And by the time you leave the ground, you're only going like 100. That's not going to rip your shirt off.
When do you take your shirt off in a flight?
Only after 400 miles an hour. But maybe by like 200 or 300 miles an hour, maybe that could do that. I don't know.
They were, I don't know what their speed was at the time, but they were.
It doesn't matter.
They were over the ocean at the time, and they turned around.
How do they go over the ocean? It falls off, but they find the phone and the thing in someone's back. Who's living over the ocean?
It's a houseboat.
I don't think they were over the ocean when the thing came off, but I saw the flight path, and they took off from Miami, I think, and circled all the way around and came back.
I'm finding a couple holes in the story.
You know, the guy that
like the door.
Did you hear the guy that was sitting on that was supposed to sit on the seat of where
Like the
next to
exit
where
row?
it came off? He missed his flight for some weird reason.
Oh wow!
And could have been sucked out of the plane. Probably
Not if he had his seatbelt on.
No.
Was it
his
'cause
shirt at least could have got lost?
Oh, favorite shirt.
Yeah.
I would have loved that. I would have had fun if I was in that seat.
fun.
As long as I didn't die and my ears didn't get damaged, that'd be what I'd worry about the most. I'd be like plugging my ears, being really pissed.
The sad part is, if you were to have that happen, you were in the seat, your hair would look better that day than when you walked in.
Exactly. I'd take a picture after, put it on YouTube.
That's excellent. Well, guess what? I don't even have a main topic, so
Oh. All
That was
right.
it.
I think there's
already
lots
been
of
2
news.
hours.
Yeah.
Oh well, we need to have like 7-hour episodes. We're like Joe Rogan up in this biznatch.
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah.
Oh,
We should do
need to
like
find-
a marathon episode where we like stay up for 3 days.
Isn't that called our
podcast.
backpacking trip? Can we
Yeah.
talk about this? Can we stop suggesting changes and like alterations to the backpacking trip?
okay. Well, we can stop recording. And then
No,
talk
I
about
want
it.
this on the fucking record.
I don't think we did. I think I tried for Tyler.
Stop.
And
stop.
he's not.
going.
Yeah.
So just stop doing it.
Oh, I did.
And then stop suggesting 15 hours away Yosemite.
You
Yeah.
don't want to do Yosemite?
I do, but not in a 3-day weekend.
Oh, you want to do it longer?
Yeah. Why are we driving 24 total hours for 3 days?
Well,
there?
that's why I said we'll fly. It was reasonable to fly. I just haven't told you yet, but it's too late this year. We'd have to apply next year.
Okay.
No, then suggest in the chat 5 more places.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's true. That's a good solution. Let's enter more questions.
Yeah. I love how this is like, Phil, do it better. Suggest places for us. Hurry up.
Do better.
I'm trying to actually lessen your work.
Oh,
we
yeah.
made an agreement. We're going to go Shoshone or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
just
just
stop
heard,
thinking about it.
I just heard Jeff and Jake say that. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Shoshone?
Yeah.
Two people agreeing is more than
'Kay.
anybody else is agreeing about anything.
You guys got to realize you got to carry an
A canoe.
extra 35 pounds
3 miles.
for 3 miles.
Yeah, fully aware.
Or I actually
On our
found out
back or with the
there's
boat,
a
you
lake
mean?
just south of it. I think it's called
See, here he goes.
Heart Lake.
Here he goes, trying to make his life harder.
Damn it.
But you can get in at the shore. I mean, you can park at the shore, get in the lake, and then it's like 4.5 hour canoeing to
Phil.
Shoshone
Phil,
from there down a river,
Oh, river.
and then
Then we have to hike it 3 miles out.
Is it white
if we want to go
waters?
out that way, or we can go back the way we
Is it
Phil.
came.
class 10
Phil, I
white
think
water rafting?
I trust you.
Okay.
I think you should just schedule it and let's do it. And if anyone complains, they can go home.
Well, it's already scheduled. I'm just asking you. That's what you want to do. You want to go canoeing. You don't
Yep.
want to find a new place that we haven't been to before.
to the point where I even bought another dry bag.
oh,
Backpacking kayak, 28 pounds,
yeah, they're expensive. They're like
300 and something bucks.
Oh, I thought we were going to rent
That's a-
canoes
that's
and
a
we have
kayak. Well,
2
Trent
people
wants
per
to
canoe.
kayak, and then we
I'm
That's
saying
fine.
a canoe is about 75 pounds.
They're
Yeah, but
fucking
2 people carrying it.
Yeah, but you're
be fun.
carrying
people in the
Well,
movies do it all the
and
time.
I found out also you don't carry it. You get these like shoulder rests for it.
So what we could do, Phil, we could hike our bags down, put our bags down, walk back up, get the canoe,
Oh yeah.
Walk back 3
walk
miles.
back down. So we don't have to carry our truck and our fucking sink with us.
No, I'd rather carry the truck in the sink than do
Oh.
it again.
I'd rather do it once too.
I would love to do it. I'm just saying, will you love to do it? Will Mike love to do it?
No, nobody's
Mike's
going to
not
enjoy
going.
this.
Mike's not gonna
Mike's
go.
going.
He's not going.
If Mike goes, he can ride in me and Jake's canoe.
He's even buying a backpack.
Ask Mike if he will go with you on a hike down the Jordan Parkway. The day he agrees to that, I will listen to your crazy idea of Mike going backpacking.
Yeah.
We love you, Mike.
If that's what you guys want to do, we can do that.
We're doing it.
I'd like to go somewhere new, but
I would too.
No, I just want to hit In-N-Out Burger. Been there 1,000 times. Then we'll go up there. I'll sleep in Trent's truck the whole way.
One that looked
Just
really,
like last time.
one that looked really fun.
Packs in Trent's truck.
There's a loop in Teton National Park or Forest or whatever.
How far away is Teton?
It's closer than Yellowstone. It's
really?
like Jackson, Wyoming.
Yeah, it's actually
that's
really
okay.
cool. Tetons are cool.
But it's more like hiking Timp. It would be a straight up, straight down type thing.
I'm telling you right now,
cool.
Shoshone. Canoeing.
Okay.
Let's go.
I mean,
Me and Jake.
There's a bunch of great hikes out there we can.
See, Trent's questioning.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
If we made a change, we could change to this other Heart Lake one you're
this
talking
year,
about.
let's just settle on what we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, and then
so you want to
in
go to
future
Shoshone
years-
Lake,
Absolutely.
and you're going to rent canoes and rent the shoulder things for them.
Aren't we going to rent? I'm not renting the shoulder things.
Oh, you're going to carry it?
Rent the shoulder.
Yeah.
So,
They put a pillow on my shoulders.
yeah, Phil.
Jeez.
Why can't
Me
you
and
just sit on
Jake,
your backpack straps?
me and Jake are already. We'll carry all the canoes.
If the boat's ever too heavy, you just drop it off the side of the trail, take your packs, and then come back, grab the boat, and go.
Yeah, 3 miles. You can make it.
Yeah. No, I'm down. I'm just saying.
Quit acting like you're
Is
undown.
everyone going to be down?
Are you down with the sickness? Well, if it's just us 4,
Because
then
everyone
that's
says
great.
they're coming. Bolt,
Good. Well-
Mike, Devin.
Devin said he's going.
Phil, how
Yeah.
many times do I have to tell
I'm
you?
mostly worried
I would
about
love that.
Mike because Mike's got his neck and back.
Everyone,
thing.
he's not going to be his own thing.
I'm
Everyone
going
is
to go
in
on record
agreement.
right now and say if Jake, I just put Jake in my canoe. So Jake, I'm rear. I'm on bottom. And then if Mike comes, he can ride in the middle.
I guess if we have an odd person, Mike can be the odd person.
he can ride in the
all
middle. He
odd.
doesn't even have to carry it.
Yeah, he
Mike,
can just
you
hike
hear
in.
that? Yeah.
Okay.
Hike your butt in. We will put you in our canoe.
Well, wait.
You're about to put 700 pounds plus your backpack into a canoe.
700 years. Yeah.
Here's the other. This part. I'm not downplaying the canoe thing. I like the idea. Here's the other thing. You're in grizzly territory with the canoe covering your peripheral vision. Maybe it's up a little higher.
Phil, we've all established this. There are no bears in Yellowstone.
Yeah, not that part. You're probably right.
Phil, you said I'm down, and then you just rattle off all these reasons to not do it.
Well,
so what should we do, Phil?
I like the Teton idea. I like going up to Idaho, like the
Sawtooth again,
near the not the same trail, but up in that area. I like Sierra Nevadas in California, but we don't want to drive so far, I guess.
Sawtooth was cool.
I really,
It was far away
I
too.
really would like to do Canyonlands, but it might be too late in the year. To
what
do that.
about it? Another water thing? We've never really done besides from Scouts, like a Green River,
river trip would be fun.
Colorado, because then you just park a car at the top and the bottom.
Yeah,
would be fun.
Like Green River from Flaming Gorge would be fun.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we could totally change our plan.
Yeah. We could
SpaceX launches every 3 days.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could space.
Yeah. We could delay this until the permits are all up and gone, and we have to hike 27 miles out one day.
Why are we
end
getting
up
a
not
permit?
going.
What's the ticket cost?
It's 1,000 plus a year in jail. Up
No,
to a year in
it is
jail.
not.
I think so.
They're going to give you a year in jail for going out in the wild.
I mean, it's probably not a lot of people get that unless it's a repetitive whatever. But and we
the
never
thing that
got checked.
The thing that permits do is they guarantee your spot too.
Well, and they guarantee it is nice because when we go to Yellowstone permitted, it's it's just us. They're not 10,000 people hiking that trail that day.
Right.
So that is the nice thing, though.
As long as there are not 10,000 people who are not permitted.
Right.
yeah.
they
Do
all
we,
just
we
got
have to
that
get
idea.
a permit because I know we have to go to designated campsites there. So for the would it be easy to find a camp spot with the thing? Because I know that your
From the light,
trusty
from the
phone
lake.
is normally spot on with where we're going on the trail.
It is.
So I'm assuming
It works on lakes. Is that what you're asking?
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
easy to find the camp spots from the trail because they're marked, but
you
there are no-
walking to them.
there are no signs on the
Well,
water.
no, you
that
just
say-
No,
follow
there's
the
signs on the water.
GPS.
There were signs on the water. I'm serious. I saw a little, like, remember our first campsite was right on the water? There's a sign outside that you could see.
The camps are marked on the GPS, though, so you just point your compass toward that and paddle. And then probably, if you're a little off once you get close, you adjust.
Because we've never had trouble with the phone.
No.
It was always...
This sounds like an adventure.
It was always exactly 300 feet till the next...
Yeah, it was like, once we just go 300 feet, this is the last hill.
Yeah, we have 6 feet of elevation gain.
It's really the topographic maps I don't think are super accurate.
Yeah.
Is the problem.
I'd agree.
On those back trails.
One thing people are going to want to start maybe thinking about working on some paddling muscles.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a different...
4 hours of paddling, and if the wind's blowing, it could get gnarly out there.
What positions are best for working on those
paddling
muscles?
Just
is it your lats?
Doggy is what
just this thing doggy? At the gym.
That's rowing.
Yeah, rowing.
Yeah. That's getting on a rower would probably...
But what about, what is it, your lats and your shoulders? Yeah. Oh, I'm good.
Lats, traps, shoulders.
Oh, I mean, I need to keep working out, but...
Yeah.
Missionary.
I saw a video.
I've been swimming.
I saw a video when we went on the same thing. You've lost a lot of weight.
Have I?
Yeah.
I was a fat ass for a long time.
I didn't say you were fat. You were comfortable.
I've actually gained weight, but I think it's all muscle.
Well, yeah. You look healthier.
Thank you.
Let's say that.
Thank you.
Good job, Jeffy.
You should see me naked in Shoshone Lake.
I mean, we can.
Okay.
I was the only one naked last time.
I know. My dick's really small, though.
So was mine. Water was cold.
No, yours is monster. Mine's an innie.
It's like a belly button.
Jeff, did you get some surgery done?
Stop it. And on that note,
I was gonna show you my because I was so excited. I bought a new backpacking chair.
Ooh,
let's see it.
It won't work.
Okay. Yeah, the chair probably not.
I keep trying to type and it goes straight to.
You mean your phone's not accurate?
On that note, we're going to end off all our private conversations and we're going to talk about it afterwards.
That was our main topic.
No, this is good.
Yeah, those are
we got to get our listeners excited for a backpacking trip.
That aren't, yeah.
I would like to do I would like Jake to do the website eventually. And when we do, have a backpacking page that like chronicles our backpacking trips.
Yeah.
Like all the way back,
I think we should definitely bring more recorders. Let's bring both the portable recorders and actually record stuff while we're there. I think that'd be fun.
I have my laser pen with me.
And plan that a little better.
Yeah.
It does get a little awkward though, because sometimes people come and they don't really want to do podcasts. And
yeah,
so
they go to bed.
All you do is just set it out.
Yeah, we just
chat.
Podcasting. You're just recording conversation. We just happen to use this because you guys are married and can't leave the house.
There was actually some incredible recordings we got last time we were at Yellowstone. Like the echoing and the nighttime sounds. It was, it's pretty awesome.
We put it on one of our episodes. I don't know which one. So just go back and listen to all of them.
Yeah. There she is right there.
Exactly.
Except I got a brown one, I think.
Why is this one so cool in comparison to other?
Is it made in California?
Look where it's made, Trent. 100%.
Based on the name of the company, Germany?
Nope. America.
How would I guess that based on what you're showing?
I'm excited for it though. It's slightly, it's 4 ounces heavier than the one that you guys carry, but it's built a little stronger and built a little Americaner.
It's also 4 times the price.
And it's 4 times the price.
Which
is typically that's the made in America problem. But I have realized, and guess what? I found a company that makes like running apparel that's made in America. I'm gonna get some of that ish up in there.
Lululemon.
Where are you running?
Well, hiking. I prefer like running shorts when I'm hiking.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm gonna get some running shorts, a high vis running shirt. And
that's why we didn't get Grizzlies. They picked that high vis up like nothing.
Exactly.
They know you're not real.
I think this year I will be 99% American made, my whole gear setup except for my phone and my camera. Everything else, everything I'm wearing, all my gear, American made.
Does it mean that the gear is better?
Yeah, in most cases.
Oh,
okay. Well, on that note, thank you for listening to the American Fork Podcast.
I had something I wanted to talk about.
Go for it.
What do you
Let's
want,
just
Trent?
interrupt this.
Kidding. I don't have any time.
Oh, okay. That's fine. But you see how accommodating I am.
Yeah.
Because you know why? I love you. You're my favorite friend.
Yeah.
Hate these other two.
You said at the beginning
Shut
you
up.
hated him most.
Shut up, Jake. Shut up.
Oh,
Jake.
you changed.
Backpedal, backpedal, backpedal.
I miss Mike on the podcast. And Devin. Let's get those guys back here.
This is the end of our Fork Podcast. Goodbye.
Suck, squeeze,